What's up guys, welcome back to another drawing tutorial Patreon request today from Peter. This is Luffy Gear 5, kind of split with his old self. So it's like it's like the scene where he's training, I think, with Raleigh. Let's rock. Landscape page, pencil eraser, hit pause. If I go too fast, we're gonna start with this crack that comes down the page. It looks like a crack anyway to me. Just divides our page sort of in a certain way, I guess. Like a section zigzag sort of thing, right? So just to get us sort of started. And you can kind of do this any way you want. So you just kind of jaggedy kind of lines. Okay, and then it looks like every now and then there might be like a little fork or something coming off, you know, in certain parts. Kind of like the universe is shattering. Okay, that kind of a thing. So the two boys, normal Luffy on this side, Gear 5 over this side, crying on this side, laughing over here. So let's give this a go. So their noses actually touch, right? So things line up. So the nose lines up, the hands line up, the mouths don't really. So we'll do the nose anyway. So his nose, just to get everything sort of lined up, right? The nose is like here. And then you got like some nostrils, because we're looking like up into the nose. And then we can see the hands, so we got like the fingers coming down on this side. So like 1, 2, 3. And then they kind of go back down to the hand on the other side. And this is like the palm of his hand here, sitting on his face. Maybe some extra sort of lines here on this side as well. You can see a bit of his fingernails, like that. Okay, so shape of the face and teeth and stuff, right? So the teeth on this side, so wide open mouth. And it kind of opens down this way. And he's got some like drool coming out of his mouth here. It's kind of like a wavy sort of mouth. Then big one-piece teeth inside the top. So I'm focusing on this side first because it's actually the shape of his face on this side is different. So we'll do normal Luffy and then we'll do Gear 5. Then we can just see some gum lines up here. Just do these black little spikes, maybe with a teeth line or two, just on the bottom. And then the teeth along here, coming down that way. Maybe a bit of a gum line here as well. And then his round tongue there. And maybe like a bottom lip sort of thing there. So we can see all this drool sort of hanging down now. Blobby sort of shape, right? And then the side of his face kind of just comes down, follows the mouth shape. And then goes down for his chin, back up there. So his neck comes down that way. And then all the hair is kind of in behind. And remember, if I go too fast, hit your pause button. So just adding these sort of shark fin spikes. That's what I call them. They're like shark fins. You know when like a shark's fin is coming out of the water. That's what it reminds me of. So this hand comes up behind his head, so we can just see like his shoulder sort of here. And then we got like his bicep sort of area going that way. Tricep then the other side, long and skinny. Tricep is always opposite the bicep. All right, and then his back sort of, or rib cage kind of area comes down here. All right, and then this comes up to his elbow, across here and just down behind his head. And this goes up a bit further. And then his arm comes down here. So like Luffy always has like real thin sort of muscles and stuff. So skinny arms and stuff. Well, until he's like, yeah, it depends on what form he's in. He can have sort of bigger muscles. Depends on what season we're looking at. So in terms of anatomy, maybe we could see like a chest muscle sort of area here, but it's mostly bandage, right? And we can see like a bit of his stomach and then the side of his body there. And he's got like a red belt with a button. Then this just keeps going down like so. And there's like some straps on his belt here. And then his pants and or trousers, shorts kind of thing, just bumps across this way. And then we've got this kind of fur sort of, you know, curly thing that comes around his knee. It's kind of like a cloud or candy floss or cotton candy, I think it's what it's called in certain other countries. Right, it's just curls around his knee. And we've got like the ground here. Like his knee is on the ground, you know. Like those sort of cracks and stuff in the ground. And at the bottom of his thigh, it's the hamstring area. Goes down here. There's all these fold lines coming across. His kneecaps are there. And you can just see his foot coming down this way. Right, so that's like the body shape, and then we got like some details, so like bandages. So say like the strapped bandage comes across his knee, like crisscrosses, curves across. All here, and on his belly as well, and across his chest and everything. So say, looks like there's one that like goes that way first, then it comes down, kind of wraps around his arm then. this way and around his neck as well, actually. All in there, across the belly. Like so. And then there might be like some textures on this stuff. Oh, and the leg as well, actually. Don't forget the leg here. This is all bandaged. Okay. Now, so gear 5 over the other side, he's kind of like floating in the air, and the leg is out, that classic pose, right? So we'll go up and do the head and the big smiling teeth and stuff first, I guess. We kind of go like a big round smile down to the bottom lip, sort of there. Right, and then his like top teeth or top lip is there. And then the teeth, kind of similar to this side, goes down, kind of around the back again. And then we have his gum line. There. And you can just see his tongue in this one. You can't really see his bottom teeth. Shape for his head then, kind of touches the hand. That's real round, just comes down this way. And his ear. And inside the ear, easiest way, letter J. But you can always add more if you like. Again, skinny limbs, so his wrist goes up this way. And then this meets a kind of a frilly sort of sleeve, basically, like it goes around. This way. Might have some like direction lines for the fabric there. And we can just see some of that white hair floating around his head here. So neck just comes down that way. His sort of waistcoat, that's white, comes down here, goes behind his knee there. But we can see another purple belt sort of area here. And this goes down here. And this is basically his knee in here. So around his shoulder, he's got that misty cloud sort of stuff when he's in gear 5. You know, he's got that sort of smoky kind of. I think it is like just mist or smoke or something. So it just comes around the shoulder. Kind of disappears behind his leg there somewhere. And then we got like a couple of buttons, some fold lines on them. There, and then coming over this way. Like his waistcoat sort of, you know, it's got some fold lines on it. And we got to join like this arm up, back up to his wrist, right? So it'll go, say, up towards the elbow, somewhere up there. And a few fold lines here. And then this goes up and down. I think there's another little frilly thing here. And we got like some more of those clouds that kind of come around the back of him. Wraps around his shoulders, little spirals and stuff. And it seems to join like, well, it actually, if it was a full Gear 5, it would go all the way around, but we gotta just like stop it at his hair, sort of, because he doesn't have it in this form. So then neck muscle in there, top of his chest muscles. He's kind of musclier, more muscular in this one. He got like a chest muscle going that way, and then like abs and stuff. There. And then of course can't forget the scar, what we can see of it anyway. Textures there. And some like fold lines along its belt. Like so. And right, so like big foot up here, okay? So it's like nearly the size of his body, sort of. It's massive, right? And he's got one of these fluffy fur things around it. So I guess just it's like in here. So we got the fluffy thing. Coming around the knee, right? It might have some texture and stuff. And I'm leaving this side open because the leg comes out from there, right? So say like the shape for his foot is like massive, right? It's like a what would you call it? I don't know, a bean. Sort of shaped like that, kind of like a bean or a butternut squash or something. And then like you can kind of see his toes sticking up, right? So like his big toe, and they're kind of drawn crudely, you know, like real cartoony sort of, just bumps basically. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, another one. And then like his foot here, and the strap is over the foot, and then this foot kind of disappears into this, and that means the heel here, sort of ankle bone. So everything looks like sort of stumpy because it's foreshortening is what it's called. So like when things come towards the camera, they get kind of shorter and stumpier, right? So like, you know, it's like if you're looking at my finger, like if I gradually turned it that way, see it's really long, and then when I turn it back, the distance from the tip of my finger to the knuckle just keeps getting shorter and 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 shorter until eventually it's like non-existent. So that's foreshortening. It's useful to know or to understand. There's lots of lessons online about it if you're more curious. Right, and then side of his foot, just like detail lines on the sandal, you know, like the bottom of his sandal, and all these lines coming across. Right. And maybe some more cloudy, sort of just finish that. So join this floating sort of foot to the bottom of his leg then, just with these sort of folding lines bumping across. And then like, yeah, some more sort of folding lines just on his leg. And like his the middle of his pants sort of line here. The stitching. Going down that way. And right, there's like clouds and moon and trees and stuff in the background. I'll leave that. That's like pretty simple enough to do if you want to add it. But cool sort of character development picture requested on Patreon by Peter Joester. Changed his name, I think. Did you, Peter? But cool image though, cool request. Anyone else with specific requests that I don't get to see on YouTube? We don't see all the requests, can't get to them all. Patreon's a good way. You don't have to stay signed up, you can request and then cancel your subscription. Super thanks on YouTube is another good way of getting a request to me. $5 for a request. And I'll definitely draw it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.